Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff Charney, and welcome to Jeff's Dungeon, your one stop shop for all things health, wellness, and fitness. So, as you can tell, this background is a little bit nicer than the one in my basement. I've graduated up to my living room to fit the context of this video. I also set up my tripod, so I'm finally using my phone to record. Hopefully, the video quality is a little bit better than usual. For this week's video, we're going to switch gears and move away from weightlifting a little bit, and we're going to talk about the differences between a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset, and how you can let go of the scarcity mindset and shift more towards an abundance one. So for the past couple of months, I've been on this quest to focus on becoming a more well-rounded person, and one of the most helpful concepts I've come across that has helped me to shift my mindset is this concept of scarcity versus abundance. A scarcity mindset is a way of thinking where we focus on the story in our heads that our resources are lacking or may run out. This could mean anything from time, money, and even a lack of people or dating prospects. You're staying focused on what you do not have and how scarce what you want in the world really is. So this can take a large toll on your mental health, and you get this tunnel vision on focusing on getting that one thing that you believe you do not have. You may be chasing money, a person, a job, or whatever your brain is telling you that your unmet need is. And as you can probably guess, even if you get that one thing, or that one girl, that one guy, your mindset stays the same. You will find some other person or item to chase. Having this scarcity mentality and thinking that there's just one job for me, or this one romantic partner for me, that I need to chase, that I need to get, or else I cannot live, can have detrimental effects on your mental health. So, a quick story. I used to be married. I was with my ex-wife for about 11 years and married for about 3.5. And when we separated and she moved out, I fell into this scarcity mindset that there was no way I was going to be able to move on. She was the only girl for me, and I would never find anyone else close to her. So I chased, I begged, I pleaded, I showed up to her house when she ignored my calls and texts just to talk to her and convince her to come back. And as you can probably tell, my efforts were met with even more distance. Embarrassing, yes. True, unfortunately, yes. But it was when I moved on from this scarcity mindset of I need her, I need this one person in my life to be happy, and switched to this abundant mindset of, well, okay, this sucks, but I don't want to be with somebody that doesn't want to be with me. She's not one in a million, but one of a million. And it was when I adopted this abundancy mindset in this situation that there are plenty other girls out there that I was able to move on and find somebody new. Not to diminish my relationship with my ex-wife or not to diminish your relationship, but that's the mindset needed to move on. Now, I didn't know the vocabulary for it at the moment. I didn't know it was a scarcity mindset, but now that I've, been listening to a bunch of podcasts and, reading books about this stuff, it's important to let go of limiting beliefs such as the scarcity mindset. And until you realize that there are many opportunities for you and you need to stay open to the possibilities, having a scarcity mindset can actually slightly lower your IQ by up to 14 points. It can limit your ability to solve problems, retain information in your brain, and use logic to make decisions because your brain is always so busy focusing on that one thing that you do not have. The same part of your brain that has this tunnel vision, your prefrontal cortex, also controls your impulses. So when you're thinking with this scarcity mentality, you also have trouble controlling your impulses, and you can give in to certain things that you may not have given into otherwise. So what you want to do is move out of your scarcity mindset and adopt more of an abundant mindset. In my workout videos, we talk about antagonistic muscles and how they're opposites. So it's kind of the same way in this. A scarcity mindset is kind of the opposite of an abundant mindset. So in this video, we'll talk about the abundant mindset as the antagonist muscle, the good twin, the scarcity mindset being the evil twin to the abundant mindset. So people with an abundant mindset, as opposed to their evil twin, believe that there are plenty of resources for everybody. Your mindset is not a personality trait, but it's adopted. It's developed by life circumstances and the people you surround yourself with. And I don't remember where I heard this from. I think it was Tony Robbins, but the saying is that you are the sum or the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So the people you hang out with have a huge influence on your mindset. If your crowd is negative and pessimistic, then you have a greater chance of becoming negative and pessimistic. But if your crowd is positive and happy and they look at the brighter things, then you have a greater chance of being positive and happy. So when we become aware that what we're getting is really just a reflection of what we believe to be true and what we are focusing on, we can then begin to shift our mindset. So a few ways to shift to an abundant mindset is to focus on what you do have. Surround yourself with positive people, as I just said, and practice gratitude. I recently started journaling the things in my life that I'm thankful for and that have helped change my mindset when I was feeling negative or pessimistic about something that was going on. And I'll give an example. As I've mentioned in my previous videos, I'm a health and PE teacher for the Philadelphia School District, and our schools in Philly are extremely short-staffed. So quite often teachers will lose their prep periods because we're needed to cover other classes when teachers are out. So every day during my drive into work, I'm constantly refreshing my email inbox to see if I have any coverages for the day. And when I see that email that I want to prep, and on days where multiple coverages are needed, I may only have 15 minutes to scarf down my lunch before my next coverage, I immediately get into this negative mindset and my anxiety kicks into overdrive. I feel disappointed and, depressed and convince myself that this is going to be a lousy day. It's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy because thinking back, my toughest days at work are those when I found out in my car that I was going to have coverages on top of my normal workload. So driving in, I knew it was going to be a tough day. I was coming at it from a mindset of scarcity. I was thinking that my time and energy are limited to the classes I have on my schedule. I do not have the energy for anything extra. So with this scarcity mindset, if I got a coverage, my mindset automatically turned negative and I let it affect my work performance. But since I tried to start practicing this working from an abundance mindset, I'm not saying I won coverages or I look forward to them, but my mindset changed. The abundance mindset became, okay, I'm working on becoming a therapist, so these extra classes will give me the opportunity to interact with more kids and hear more of their stories so I can maybe help them solve a problem in their life. I can get some practice on honing my therapy skills. And on top of this opportunity, I'll get paid extra money for the day for taking on this extra responsibility. So that abundance mindset helped change the definition of the situation. And I kind of thought forward, I kind of want to get a home in the Poconos. I want to get a vacation home to rent out, and this money will help contribute towards that. So practicing gratitude and journaling and thinking about the positives helped me develop that abundance mindset and shift to thinking about the positives of the class coverages. Now, I'm not perfect. There are plenty of times I think from a scarcity mindset, but the first step to changing your mindset is being aware of when it is happening and developing the tools in your arsenal to make that mental shift before scarcity mindset becomes the norm. You'll know that when that scarcity mindset kicks in, you have practice getting out of it and getting toward that abundance mindset. We need to start by changing our focus and the definitions that we have. Once we realize that, once we shift our perspective and our focus, everything starts to change. So shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset begins when we can become aware that whatever we focus on grows, and whatever definitions we believe to be true is what is actually going to be reflected back to us. Nothing in life has a definition, as I've just found out, until we give it a definition or a meaning. Everything is objective until we analyze it and put our own spin on it. So when we get stuck in a mindset of scarcity, we begin to reflect on times when scarcity was affecting us, and it just further prolongs the scarcity thinking cycle. The more you think about your memories from the past in relation to a situation, the more it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And this is very similar for a person that might have anxiety. So when I personally get triggered, I'm more nervous about the anxiety of a situation than the actual situation itself. So for example, I've always, since ninth grade, had a phobia of needles because when I got my ear pierced back in ninth grade, I went to the bathroom of my doctor's office and I saw this huge needle just sticking in my ear and all the blood. So before I knew it, I ended up passing out. And until today, I kind of avoided needles because of that phobia. Because when I got anxious thinking about needles, I thought back to not only that moment, but any other time I was anxious. Not because I thought this horrible thing would happen to me when I got a needle, but I was afraid of being anxious. I was afraid of passing out. So anyway, one strategy I learned to cope with this is when you're feeling anxious about a situation, go to your journal and journal the worst possible scenarios and the best case scenarios of that situation. So for me, when I finally got blood work done at the age of 35, I journaled before the worst case scenarios. Maybe I get lightheaded, I get nauseous, maybe I pass out, but I'll be fine. The best case scenario is that I prevent a small issue from becoming big by getting the blood work, and the positives far outweigh the negatives in that situation. So it was much more worth it to get the blood work done and just maybe deal with the possible minor consequences. So anyway, the key to switching to an abundance mindset is becoming aware of our thought process and working on changing it. If we continue to focus on what we lack, we'll continue to experience it and see it. If we begin to look at the resources like people, money, and opportunities as abundant, we'll begin to see more abundance in other areas of our life. So it's like this. It's not just a one-off situation. It's an overall life-changing way to think. So this was my first full video that had nothing to do with weightlifting. So I hope you all can take at least one positive lesson from this video and apply it to your life. I am by no means an expert on the abundance mindset. I'm a rookie. This is just what I've experienced so far. If you have any ideas of strategies that work for you, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, I want to see more life strategies that I am working on and that I'm picking up on in my quest to better my life. Give the video a like so I know to put out more of these. Have a great day, and thanks for watching. Peace out from Jeff's Dungeon. I got this new remote with my tripod.